Hey guys, it's Afterman614, and yeah, it's a bit impromptu. It is about it's just past 1 o'clock, and I didn't realize this was releasing this week, which is why it's still installing now, and it's almost done, installing. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing some Uncharted 4 survival because I've been waiting for this for ages because I love horde mode in games, and I didn't realize that Uncharted 4 Survival was coming out so soon. And a trailer popped up on my YouTube feed today, and I'd taken Uncharted 4 off my PS4 because I heard it wasn't coming out till after Christmas. I don't know where the fuck I heard that, or where the hell it came into my head. But I'd taken Uncharted 4 off my PS4, so I had to now just reinstall it. I've been waiting hours for the patch to download, and then I had to prioritize multiplayer. Which took like 6 minutes to install as well, and that's going to install the campaign again. I still need to platinum this actually. I really do love the game. It's such a good game. I haven't played it since it came out though, because I played it for like that first week and then I sort of stopped because I really did put a lot of hours into it. And I do love Uncharted 4. I haven't played that much multiplayer, normally because well, I haven't really tried out the multiplayer too much. I played a little bit of it the first week, but that was mainly me, taking a slight break from the campaign for like an hour or two, to refresh the batteries. But I wanted to still play an Uncharted experience. Um, yeah, I still need to play through the entirety of the original trilogy, which some people say is like PlayStation blasphemy, basically, because I'm a huge PlayStation fan, but I still need to finish Uncharted 3, and that's mainly because Uncharted 4 came out literally as I was about halfway through Uncharted 3, and I couldn't hold off like playing it because I really didn't want to, but I will finish Uncharted 3. I do know what happens because I watched the story recap, but I am going to play Uncharted 3, because I'm now replaying like all the games through, because I'm playing Golden Abyss as well, so... Okay, so here we go. Oh, the Uncharted theme. Detail view. So what is this? Introducing Survival. Our new cooperative and solo mode will put your skills to the test as you take on 50 increasingly challenging waves, featuring unique objective scenarios, swarms of powerful enemies, and intense boss battles. As you make your way towards level 50, you'll earn XP in Survival's dedicated progression system and unlock unique rewards. Alongside Survival, we're spicing up competitive multiplayer with King of the Hill, an all-new addition to our beta test playlist. Capture the hill and defend it as long as you can. Defending the team doesn't respawn until the hill is taken out by the enemy team and your teammates are wiped out. The Naughty Dog team, okay. The music's really loud, is it? Don't worry, I haven't adjusted for audio yet. So I'm going to turn that down. Oh, wrong one. Volumes. I'm going to turn everything down to like half because I need to think about my, and I'll turn chat off because I'm not going to have chat. Because nobody's going to be playing with me. I'm going to be playing solo this because I'm a real big fan of Horde mode. Like, I'm a huge fan of Horde mode. I love Horde mode like just about any game, so this could be awesome. Now, the one thing I do want to do is I want to like earn some currency so I can like get the chests and stuff. DLC vanity chests. Unlocks DLC vanity content, including new character skins, hats, faceware, taunts, weapon skins. One of the most high value items, no duplicate. Oh, I see. So you can actually like buy currency, or you can just buy with points. So I'm gonna get one vanity chest because I have enough for one. Because I would like to get a few bits of customization to and stuff. So let's open this up. I've got Flex, Island Helena, and Flurry. Okay, right, so let's go to customization. Whoa, 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 lag. Right, so I'm gonna want to. So we've got Scotland Helena, Island Helena, Casual Straight Home. Oh, I see, so you can actually buy these. That's actually quite cool because if you really wanted to get one, like I think that's her Drake's Fortune thing. Oh, there's so many really cool what are they called? Skins. Hardcore runs completely. Earned on crushing. Oh my god, there's gonna be crushing difficulty in survival mode. Damn, man. That's cool. Okay, So we also got Nadine. Of course, I've only unlocked certain people, but oh, they've added Navarro and Roman and Eddie Raja and everyone in, the villains from the other games. That's cool. Salim. Oh, from Uncharted 3, I think, and Tenzin from Uncharted 2. Of course, Cuttertham. I think he was in. Was he only in 3 or was he in 2? No, I think he's only in 3. Well, that's really cool. I'm glad they brought everyone back. Of course, Chloe's here too. I forgot to mention. You know, I haven't actually watched the trailer for that new Uncharted single player thing, mainly because I don't want to have any spoilers for it. Like, because apparently they showed off a lot of gameplay, and I want to go into that blind because I know I'm gonna like it anyway. Because I missed that, and I'm kind of glad I did. Right, so let's have a look. Loadouts and unlocks challenges. What are challenges? Oh, so basically just the same as survival. I mean, multiplayer. Right, survival loadouts. Oh, so we're going to be able to, like, get our own stuff. That's really cool. Okay, view unlocked. What, we're going to be unlocking... Oh, this is fucking awesome, man. It's like, it reminds me a little bit of zombies. But then again, horde mode is normally always the same, right? So there's light. Moderate, hard. Can't unlock crushing until you complete one difficulty. And hardcore, the ultimate challenge. Play all 10 stages straight. Failing a stage or leaving the match will mean strike straight. Fuck's sake, that is hardcore. Okay, right, let's go for moderate at first. Right, so any stage. No, I want to play solo. Friends only. So I want to play solo. I'm going to mute my mic, so then, you know. How's the audio levels now, Karen? No booster. Oh, we have to play as villains? Oh, fuck. Nadine.
Unguardedly optimistic.
Good. Hope you're going to enjoy this, because, this could be fun. Hey, hang on a minute. What the fuck is going on? You have AI help, or? So Chloe and Nadine, okay, so is this another player? Or is this AI? I think it might be AI. Oh, this is the Uncharted 2 train wreck bit. God, this bit is a bastard in that game. So I remember there's like shotgun guys coming from every single corner. And it was like one of the most annoying things. I forget that the multiplayer in this game runs at 60 FPS and that the main campaign's 30. Because I'm used to everything just running at 30, even though I know that the, of course the, the campaigns of the Nathan Drake collection, the remasters are all 60 FPS. Although then again, I do wish they would have added a 30 FPS cap like they did with The Last of Us. Because these games really do cry to be played at like 30. Mainly because they're so cinematic, they're meant to be so much like movies, but it just annoys me that they didn't, you know. I don't mind it for the multiplayer. I think multiplayer needs to be 60 frames because of like how good your reflexes need to be to play a multiplayer game. And I'm absolutely sucking as I haven't played Uncharted in ages, and I've forgotten how to fucking reload. How do you reload? Triangle? Reload's triangle. Damn, that's weird for reload. 1,100. What, can we like buy stuff? Just like Last of Us? Oh! I see, right, that's cool. Touchpad. Okay, that's pretty fucking cool. I didn't know we could do all this stuff. Oh, I love Horde mode. I've been waiting for this for ages because I just love Horde modes and like games. That's why I wish Resident Evil. That's why I loved Merc so much, because Merc's almost like a timed arcade Horde mode. I wish we actually did have a proper wave-based Horde mode in the older Resi games, but of course we don't get that now. I mean, I guess No Mercy was more like a Horde mode, but that was still timed as well. You know, it would have been cooler if they would have added like another mode that was basically Horde mode by itself. Okay, I keep pressing square to reload. I must be such an idiot. Oh shit, I just realised you can't hold two weapons until I get a long gun. I completely forgot that in Uncharted you only allowed up to 2 weapons. And of course, oh wait, I haven't got the... Whoa, what the fuck? Your controller just made a noise. I forget that these games have bloody controller inputs in their things. Oh, I'm actually going to take that. I think the machine gun's a bit better. So I can just sort of play a little bit. Oh shit! Chloe? Oh. Okay. 2 KOs remaining. Alright, so we've got 2 enemies remaining then, I guess, until the end of the wave. Yeah, KO my ass, he's fucking dead. Yeah, AK-47, that's more like it.
Ready for new orders.
I'm guessing this would be a lot more fun with like friends and that, but I just like playing horde mode. Like, knowing me, I'm gonna be playing this for like days now. Just like, although I'm trying to get my Resident Evil 6 Platinum at the moment, and I'm gonna try and Platinum remake because I'm really in the RE, getting in the RE mood. Like I'm doing my playthroughs and I'm like doing my, Platinums because I really want to get them ready for RE7 so I can Platinum RE7. I won't be getting the Umbrella Core Plat though because nobody seems to be playing Umbrella Core anymore, which is really sad because I would have loved to have got that Platinum at some point. I mean, I know the fucking single player is absolutely bloody difficult as balls, and to be honest, I actually think the deaths in the single player, because they're so quick, is quite unfair, and it should really be patched a little bit to make it a bit more fair, because it really is an unfair ass game in the single. In the single player. Oh yeah, that's the semi. Yeah, I'm not using the fucking semi-auto. Oh yeah, motherfuckers. Whoa! Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh right. L1 is grenades. No wonder I'm not throwing them. I pressed L1. It's because oh, what game is it where L1 is grenades? I can't remember. I was playing something where L1 was grenades earlier. L1 is grenades. What has L1 for grenades? Tell you what, I might even be thinking of golden. Oh no, because golden just has them all on the touchscreen. But I'm gonna have to turn off that bloody thing on the controller when I can. Oh great, wave complete. Right, so I'm gonna have to turn off that output controller disabled because that's really annoying. It's a cool feature and all. I just don't really like it. No, I said I wanted to like branch out and do some different games, and that's so I'm playing like Uncharted 4 Survival, and this might actually become a multiple like part thing, like stream thing. Although some of these, besides the road to Resident Evil 7, I think like once Hannah gets her computer, she wants to help edit some of my stuff, so you might actually start seeing some of the stuff edited, like, and we'll see like what's more preferable. I mean, I like having a unedited thing, maybe with the front and the end of the stream cut off, where like it begins, and we have to wait for everything to start and everything. I kind of like the intimacy of having like the long stream, and being able to, when you have like a long stream, it really feels like when you do it, you've done it. Because it's not got as much impact if you just cut to the next bit. It's like, oh, you did it, or you like show 1 or 2 tenths. It's like, oh no, you did it. It's really good when like you can show your entire struggle. I mean, people can just skip through it if they really want to. Is the thing I always think of is that if you really don't want to watch this part because it's really annoying, you got to keep dying, then go and skip forward. Nothing's stopping you from skipping forward. That's what the timeline's bloody there for, is just skipping forward, But Hannah'd like to edit some stuff, so I said, well, yeah, if you want, I'll give you some videos and you can edit them down, but I'm not going to edit down the road to Resident Evil 7 because of how that's supposed to be. It is. Okay, so, long guns. Wait, can I, like, upgrade or something? Gear grenade. Wrath of El Dorado. Heavy weapon. Oh, right, yep. Okay. I'm just waiting for the big enemies to start appearing out of bloody nowhere. Like the ones with like the shotguns and everything, because that's what we're building up to as Siege. Okay, this is different. Whoa, it's weird to have grapple points on a map from Uncharted 2. I still need to actually get the DLC for the multiplayer. I know I said I didn't really play the multiplayer that much, but it would be kind of cool to play some multiplayer. I might actually do some streams of that at some point. Because I do enjoy the multiplayer like Uncharted and The Last of Us, and I really need to get the trophies for Last of Us multiplayer. Mainly on the PS3, because I don't know how long that's going to stay up. There's a shotgun guy. I've been waiting for that. Oh, we'll shot those two over there. One start coming around here. Is that an enemy? No. Oh, let's get him. I kind of like that you got an AI partner, but because it'd be difficult by yourself. I guess it's because it really is a cooperative mode, and that's supposed to be the point. You know, so there is a partner with you always. Oh, wait, that's cool. Oh, machine gun. I'm more at machine guns than I am into. Oh shit, yeah, we need to get back to the siege point and get some more KOs. Or kills, basically. I don't know why the hell they call them knockouts, because we're obviously killing them. Boom. Oh, shit. Where are they? Oh, there's one. Way. Oh. Oh, ammo. Let's switch to the hand pistol thing. Yeah, got ya. Got you, cheeky bastard. Oh, turn around. God, my aim sensitivity is really low. I'll turn it up a little bit. Sensitivity 6. Hey, we got a trophy! Complete stage 1! Stage 1? Okay, that was pretty freaking cool. We got a trophy, so this was worth it. I'm like that, I'm just like, trophies, worth it. Oh, I was expecting that to be longer. I guess it's maybe longer depending on, you know, what difficulty you play it on. Okay, so I'm level 2. Player buff level 2. Health increased by 1. Weapon explosive and miss. I didn't get to read it. God damn it. Stage completed. You get 100. Oh, offline bonus. Why do I get an offline bonus? What? Because I decided to play it without friends. Is that? A minute. Hang on. Oh, I see, it's completion time to get the stars, right. So I've got Madagascar City, Prison, Auction House, so it's basically all the maps. Most of... yeah, 90% of this is all... find match. Stages 1 through 5. I'm guessing we have to like... well, we'll go to Madagascar City, and then we'll like go back to the first one and see if we can like get in with some randoms maybe. And you know, then we've got so then we can, you know, complete it a bit faster, get some, you know, XP. Yes, I get to play as Elena. Oh, hell yeah. Elena's my favourite character in Uncharted. I almost called her Helene because I was playing Resi 6 earlier. If you can't tell, I've been playing a lot of mercs because I've been trying to brush up on my mercs, so then I don't look like a complete twat when I stream mercs in another week or two. Yeah, I know it's Christmas next week. I still need to re-record the Survivor episode because my first recording was absolute shite. I hated it and it was really bad. And I didn't enjoy the game at all, so I'm going to re-record it and try and have some fun and try and complete the game a bit quicker. You know, try and complete it in like under, you know, the I'm going to try and complete it in about an hour-ish if I can. If not, I'll just run over, you know. But the thing was, last time I died like right near the end, so it took me I recorded about 2.5 hours worth of footage with commentary and everything, and I kept getting interrupted, and there was a lot of... I got really bored, and I basically just sat there and was bored the entire time, because Survivor is not not as fun as I remember it being, but I feel like that might be because it's the American. I was playing the American version because it took me ages to get the bugger working. Because for some reason no emulator will play it. And of course I can't play it on a console at the moment, which is really annoying. But yeah. Oh shit. That was close. I want to use the AK to be honest. I'm doing an absolute fool by using the pistol. I thought using the pistol might level up weapons or something. Because you know, some games like in Modern Warfare 3, you like leveled up weapons as well as yourself. So, like you could unlock different attachments for them and everything. I can't remember whether that was in the Horde mode, which was called Spec Ops. But God, that mode was frigging great. As I said, I love Horde modes, and Spec Ops Survival was fucking brilliant, you know. I do need to download the trial for Infinite Warfare. I think that starts today? No, tomorrow? But, well, technically it's today, but like the download starts today, but it's technically tomorrow, because even though it is Thursday, I'm just really late streaming. Because I couldn't get to sleep and I was playing Resi 6 and I went, well, I'm a bit bored of Resi 6, and I noticed that the Uncharted 4 patch had downloaded and I went, fuck it, I'm playing, you know, survival, and I said, damn it, I'm gonna stream it, you know. So I really do enjoy streaming, it's really fun. I need to stop reloading so much. That's my problem, is that I always reload after like everything is kill and stuff. That was always my problem with the Uncharted multiplayer as well, is that I used... Not my Uncharted, not my problem with the multiplayer, but like my problem in the multiplayer was that I always would just, you know, reload after every single kill, so I get caught off guard reloading. Oh, next wave's a siege. So, okay, so there's like different objectives per stage. Right, so let's do pistols. So we unlock different ones throughout the levels. That's quite good. Okay. What does rebuy mean? Oh, okay. So we get full ammo. Okay, so long guns. I'm gonna get that one. I know I'm running out of money now, but I'm guessing you get a certain amount per thingy, like per round or something.
Make it happen.
I forget there's no sprint in these games. It's literally just you're always running at full pelt. Even though it doesn't really feel like full pelt, because it's just weird not being able to sprint in a game. Of course, Resident Evil 7's out in just over a month, so yeah, the hype train is coming in. I mean, people will go, wait, the hype train's a bad idea because, you know, maybe you're up for disappointment. It's like, I don't think Resident Evil 7 can disappoint me in any way, because I find it very difficult to be disappointed by a game unless, you know, they completely take away my expectations of what, you know, what I mean is something like, you know, if they put a bunch of stuff in and then they went, well, no, that's not here. But with Resi 7 we haven't really seen that much, so my expectations are all based off like what we've seen so far, and what we've seen so far I like. So if it's basically just more of that, then that's fine with me, you know. Oh shit. I really do feel from what I've heard about the game that it is going to be like a really good game. I mean, I know I'm not a, excuse me, massive fan of horror games, as I call them. Sort of like horror is when it's actually scary. Because I hate being scared. That is one thing I absolutely hate. So people go, well, why the hell do you play Resident Evil then? Because, well, A, I like the story, B, I like the gameplay as well. It's like, I like the action-y gameplay, and I like the survival horror gameplay. Because I find survival horror gameplay is really fun. Not the scary part of, like, the scary atmosphere and all that. It's mainly because I really like the whole, you know, resource management, you know, sort of thing, where you only get limited amount of space. At which people say, well, why don't you play lots of survival games, you know? And I have played some, but I'm not a big fan of all of them, because most survival games are survival horror games, and I don't like those. So I do like my survival horror games. I've actually been thinking about maybe doing a Silent Hill series at some point on the channel, which is one thing I really want to do at some point, is go through like Silent Hill 1 through 4, because I've only ever finished the first one, and people keep telling me how good Silent Hill 2 is, and how good Silent Hill 3 is, so I'm just like, damn it, I need to play these games, you know, and I want to do it like as a series at some point after the Resident Evil one, of course, you know, because I want to get most like all the main series done before I do anything else proper. And my next thing will probably be the Uncharted trilogy. Now, when I stream when I do playthroughs in the Uncharted trilogy, it is going to be PS4, but I'm going to be streaming 30 frames for every single game, so then they all look the same once we get up to 4. So then once we get up to 4, you know, the only real big difference you'll probably find is the graphics, because they'll all run at 30 FPS and it'll all look like a movie to me, you know, because that's how I'd want to watch Uncharted being played. I wouldn't want to watch like the actual 60 frames per second of Uncharted 1. As much as I'm going to have to play it, I wouldn't want to watch it. You know, I'm funny like that. I'm not a big fan of 60 FPS on everything. Not on everything. I don't like it on like really cinematic games, but on like most shooters it's fine with me, and I'm absolutely sucking at the horde mode right now. Like Resident Evil 5 and 6 and that, I actually think we work really well at 60 FPS, so does 7, at least from the teaser. But of course, I can't really stream at 60 FPS at the moment either, because it takes so much bandwidth, and my computer ends up like showing, and Kieran sort of found that like the streams start like lagging really bad, and like popping up broadcaster stop messages, because you know my bandwidth just can't take it. Like, well, my broadband can't take it. Like, it's not bandwidth, you know. At the moment, because the Wi-Fi is really shit, and BT had really shit Wi-Fi in the house from the last hub. We haven't been able to put the newest hub in yet, so we've still got this like really shitty Wi-Fi, and I'm not wired in at the moment because I don't like play up in my room where I would be wired in. I play downstairs because it's more open. I don't feel so closed in. Not saying that, you know, my room's horrible, it's just that being in my room all day always made me feel really closed in, and I don't like being closed in at the moment. I cannot survive closed in at the moment, so I'm literally down here to get some space. And I like playing down here, to be honest. If I could, I'd permanently have the PS4 down here, as long as I was allowed to play it when I wanted to. And I really would, that would be awesome, because I'd rather play stuff down here than I would up in my room. Because it's just more comfortable down here, and it's a lot more open, as I said. Like, it's a lot more space. It doesn't feel like you're, you know, crammed in. Because that was the one thing, like, I mean, we didn't notice it too much, but, like, when me and Kieran, like, did that Resi challenge that one time, in my room, it was, like, really cramped. Like, I know the footage is not of it, like, public at the moment, but, like, the footage is on my channel, it's just not public, because I kind of want to, you know, edit it down first. But like with that challenge, like, we were really like stuck in my room the entire time, and it was just really crammed in. It was like me and Kieran, like, I was sitting on my bed, and then Kieran was on like a chair next to my bed, which basically made it completely ridiculous, because it was literally just me and then Kieran with his TV on the other side, and we were like crammed into this room, into my room, which is really barely just enough for one person. Because of course the thing is with the sort of houses we're in at the moment, it's just small, you know, rooms. Can't help it, and it doesn't really matter anyway. But no. Not that one, it was the one afterwards. When we were downstairs, we had this like really passive-aggressive fight over, oh, I think it was like, oh god, I think it was over like one of the, COD games or something. I can't actually remember, it's been such a long time. And, you know, I feel really stupid when I watch that, because I'm just like, why the fuck are we arguing? Like, what the hell was the point of this? Like, I'm just like, I'm being an arse, you know, completely. Like, the whole time I'm just sitting there going, oh, shut the fuck up, you're just making it worse. Yeah, well, No, we don't fight much, and that was sort of the one time. I think that was because like we'd been up the whole night beforehand, and we were so absolutely tired. Like, and we were staying up that next night as well. We were basically up the whole night. The last night, basically got no sleep, and then I was playing through Metal Gear Solid 4, so I was up till like 3 a.m. the next night, finishing that. So we were like absolutely out of our minds, and we were just basically finding somehow to keep awake, and I guess our way of keeping awake was friggin' go at each other or something. That was just such a weird day. Don't get this. Immune. What the fuck is he immune to? Bullets? How the hell can you be immune to bullets? Oh shit. This is way more difficult on this map. My aim is so bad. I'm only better at these games, god damn it. I still need to get the platinum. I really do want to get all the Uncharted platinums like on PS3 and PS4, but the problem is I actually went to go try and play Uncharted 1 on Crushing on the PS3 the other day, and realised that when not Crushing you have to finish the fucking thing on hard, and I was like, well, I'm not playing it through twice, so fuck that shit, you know. At least on Uncharted 4, like, the first time I played it through because I wanted the story, I played it through on hard anyway, so Crushing was unlocked, and even if you don't want to play it through on hard, you can just unlock Crushing by double tapping it when you first get the game, which is really useful if you really don't want to spend hours and hours and hours going through the game bloody 2 times, which is one thing I don't want to do, because, you know, if I want to do both the PS3 and PS4 oh look, the Nathan Drake Collection update file just installed. If I want to do like both the PS4 and PS3 plats, I'd rather play through the game maximum of maybe 3 times. Which it wouldn't be with that, it would be, what, let's think, one time on the PS4, plus then practically another time through, if I wasn't following a guide to get all the treasures, and then on like the PS3 I'd do the same thing. Yeah, it is, because I was playing like the first game on Crushing, and like I'm about, what, maybe halfway through. I'm like, I don't know if it is actually halfway through, because I haven't played through the entire game in ages, but I've got up to the it's like 3 or 4 chapters into the thingy house, because I don't want to like spoil Uncharted 1. Because even though, you know, you might be watching Uncharted 4 multiplayer, Uncharted 4 is a big game, but not everyone's played Uncharted 1. So, you know, which people go, no wait, we played Uncharted 1, what the hell do you mean? It's like, well, if I try and say, then I'm just going to be spoiling it, and I don't want to spoil it. I really don't. Because when I get to my playthrough, then you can see if you haven't ever played Uncharted 1. If you haven't played Uncharted 1, go play Uncharted 1. If you have an Xbox, you know, you're missing out, seriously, you're missing out on the Uncharted series. I mean, Uncharted 1 is a bit, how do I put it? It is a bit, what's it called, archaic in some of the respects. In the PS3 version especially. On the PS4 it's a little less archaic, they fixed the aiming, they fixed like a bunch of stuff that it wasn't necessarily wrong, it was just very, because it was one of the sort of first third-person-y, sort of platformy shooter things, not in a new style. I don't mean like, it's a bit like Tomb Raider was the first go at sort of that, and it was a certain type of, you know, it was very tank controlsy, but, you know, it was a platformer. Then this whole sort of, you know, platformer third-person shooter thing came about, and it's like, after Resident Evil 4, everything wanted to be third-person, so Uncharted comes along, and it's like, hey, we're third-person, but we mainly made a platforming adventure game, and our shooting's a little bit off, and especially, like, when it comes to like throwing grenades and having to like twist the controller around to like angle them on the PS3, like that is, if you have my advice, just play the bloody game on the PS4 first, like, or that's how you play it, you know. I mean, even though it's at 60 frames, play the first one on the PS4, and if you're going to play the first one on the PS4, because they're all basically bundled together, just play the whole trilogy on the PS4. Because it's probably the best experience to start with. I mean, I know I started with the PS3, but that was mainly because I bought those before I got a PS4, and then because I'd already bought the games, I sort of went, well, I'm not going to just buy the Nathan Drake collection if I already own all 3 games. So I played through I played through 1 and 2, and I really enjoyed them. So I went, screw it, I'm getting 4 and I'm getting the Nathan Drake collection. So I got Uncharted 4 the day of release, and then literally the day after, we went up to Norwich, which is a city near where we live, and I literally picked up the Nathan Drake collection. I was gonna pick up some like loads of little things, like little gamey bits, but I had just enough money to get the Nathan Drake collection. And went, oh screw it, I'm gonna get the Nathan Drake collection so I can play through the Uncharted trilogy like on the PS4. So I can actually, you know, like play through Uncharted 3 fully, like and play through the entire trilogy again, because 2 is really good. Like it may be hard in sections, but 2 is such a good story. Like, and I mean 3 has a great story from what I played of it. I mean I did get a good half, 3/4 way through 3. It's not like I like gave up like right at the beginning and went, oh fuck it, I'll just, you know, read up what the hell happened. It was mainly just sort of Uncharted 4 came out, because I completely forgot it was coming out, because I was playing the games, but I was sort of, if you know what I mean, I was really into the games, but I completely forgot that Uncharted 4, you know, because it had been delayed. I thought, well, it's not coming out till like my birthday or something, and I realised it was like coming out in like, what was it, March or April? And so I just sort of went, shit, oh crap, I need, you know, Uncharted 4, so I went to Tesco's and I couldn't find a copy, and I was just like, oh for fuck's sake, really? Like, as soon as I want to get Uncharted 4, there's no fucking copies left, so we had to go, like, all around. We looked in Morrison's and they didn't have one, so we had to go to Argos, and luckily Argos had, like, copies in stock. They'd obviously stocked up on a bunch. And I was like, yes, got my Uncharted 4, and I literally started that day, and I didn't stop, like, most of the day until right at night time. I played a little bit of multiplayer, but basically I finished that campaign in, like, 1-2 days. Because Uncharted 4's campaign is fucking brilliant. I mean, is it my favourite in the series? Maybe, but I haven't finished 3, so I'm not willing to call it my favourite yet, just in case 3 is really good. I mean, for like, acting and story-wise, you know, wise, it probably is going to end up being the best, but I feel like that's mainly because Naughty Dog have gone through so much since Uncharted 1, but... And I mean, even though they all play the same and they all have the same characters, Uncharted 4 does have a different feel to the first 3 games. Like, the first 3 games are very adventure-y, very, you know, fun. Really fun. Not saying that Uncharted 4 is not fun, but like Uncharted 1 through 3, because they were all, I think they were all directed by Amy Hennig. You know, Uncharted 1 through 3 is just, you know, really fun. Like, Uncharted 1 has this sort of goofiness to it, so does Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. And even though you know, they get a little bit serious, they're still quite goofy. But then Uncharted 4 comes along, and to be honest, as much as, you know, they try and shake, you know, that they made The Last of Us Bruce, and yeah, I thought you'd like that one, because the story's really good as well. Like, I love all the Egypt stuff. I think that's really cool. I think 3 may end up being my favourite one when I play it, because I love Egypt, like ancient Egypt. But like with Uncharted 4, I feel like Bruce Straley and that trying to, like, you know, shake, you know, not, well, maybe not shake is the wrong word. Maybe, like, you know, try and say, hey, this is a different game. But they are the people that made that, you know, Bruce Straley directed and Neil Druckmann helped write The Last of Us. And Uncharted 4 has this very not darkness to it, I'd say. It's just a lot more gritty than the first 3. Like, it's almost like it's not a complete, you know, reversal, but it reminds me of, like, imagine that Uncharted 1 through 3 are like the Pierce Brosnan Bond films, and then Uncharted 4 is like the equivalent of going to that Daniel Craig Casino Royale, you know, and having that, you know, grittiness forced into the game. Not forced in a ham-fisted way, but forced into a series that wasn't like that before. Even if the, you know, of course the books of Bond were like that, of course I've read some of those, but You know, like the film series wasn't like that for such a long time. Like I know the Dalton ones really brought it in. I mean, I know that Connery's ones really did it for a while, but as soon as Roger Moore came in, it was really ridiculous and went along. Not that I don't love those movies, because I love the Roger Moore Bonds. I love some of them at least. I like some of all the Bonds. Some of them have had better runs than others. Some of them have had absolute shit films. Some of them have had great films. It really depends, like, on your taste in films. Like, if you like Skyfall and that, and Spectre, you're probably not into what the older Bond films were like, because you probably think they're too goofy. Like, mainly because, I'm not saying that, like, I love to see around Quantum of Solace. I'm not saying that, you know, the older films weren't dark, but the thing is, like, they always had this finesse to them. I feel like Skyfall and Spectre were very ham-fisted. Like, mainly because of Sam Mendes. Like, so all Sam Mendes really brought to it was they had such good writing, and then Sam Mendes just brought this very, I don't know how much involvement he really had in, like, the editing and that, but especially from, like, maybe not cinematography, but especially from, like, and this is also on the screenwriters as well, but deciding the pacing of the story and, like, the way the film is meant to, like, feel at the end of the day really felt wrong. You know, he really got that wrong. He got the pacing was all terrible. It was so the problem with like Skyfall and Spectre is they're such slow burns, and that's not what I want in my Bond movie. I don't want a slow burn, you know, because that's not what it is. I mean, look at Casino Royale. Casino Royale doesn't have a slow burn per se. It does start off, but there's, you know, it's all through. You're following Bond as a younger agent, so you see all these different things happen, and it all builds up, and it just keeps ramping up and ramping up and ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. And yes, you do have some little breathy bits in the middle, like you always do, but you know, it's always ramping up and ramping up. But with Skyfall and Spectre, it doesn't really feel like it ramps up at all. It just sort of feels like it sort of stays at this very, very, like, it has the first action scene, then you sort of stay at this very middling point for ages. Then you'll have, like, an action scene, and it'll be like, oh, this is interesting. And then, like, you'll go back to the story, and you'll be like, you're going so long-winded about this story, like, and it's so un-Bond in a way. I think that's mainly because, you know, it's a different time period now, you know, we're different people to how we were back then in the, like, the 60s and that. But the thing that I find annoying is that, you know, the villain, yeah, of course they're going to take over the world by modern means, but nobody's cheesy anymore. Nobody's going, well, we're going to take over the world, and, like, I know Lashifra wasn't kind of like that, but I felt like Mads Mikkelsen knew what he was doing playing a Bond villain. You know, he knew what he had to do, but, like, I'm not bashing Christoph Waltz's Blofeld or what's his name, Javier Bardem's Raul Silva or whatever. I forgot what the hell they call him in the movie because I haven't seen Skyfall in so long, and I don't know, actually no, I watched Skyfall last year, but I just cannot remember what the fuck happened in half that movie, because I'm pretty sure, because Kieran was over, and I remember this was just before Black Ops 3 came out, and we were going to go see Spectre because we were really excited for it, because we were hoping it was going to be good. And we couldn't go see it because they didn't have any showings, like all the showings were like full. So we were like, well, let's put on Skyfall. I don't remember it being too good, but you know, maybe it'll just, you know, perk us up a bit, and because we couldn't go see Spectre. And we put it on, and I swear, within about 20 minutes, Kieran was fast asleep, and I was just sitting there going, I can't fall asleep during this. And I just sat there, and I watched the entire thing like, oh god, that was boring. And then Kieran woke up, and I went, Kieran, this movie's really boring, you didn't miss much. It was so fucking boring. Like, I cannot stand it, man. So annoying. I feel like Bond's lost something. Like, ever since people said that Quantum of Solace was bad, and like, yeah, I'm not saying that, like, Casino Royale was bad, but Bond's lost something ever since Mendes took over. Trophies are there? Down to the bottom, here we go. So there's trophy for... Oh, there's a trophy for like every single stage, okay. Earn one or more stars on all survival stages? On the crushing setting, well fuck that shit, I'm not doing that. That took me 21 minutes, that's way too long. You know. Well hey, level 3. Relics collected. Come on, give me some decent amount of money. No. Ah. Right, as long as my mic's muted, I might actually try out with some other people. So let's go moderate. Yeah, they really did make it more of a drama than an action adventure. Like, they still put in like you can tell by the writing that they're still putting in like the humour and everything. But Bond has become. There's a fine line between doing a Bond film and being too serious, and Casino Royale trod just next to the line, but if you know what I mean, it went down the middle of the line, so it completely avoided both sides by being the best of both and treading lightly. And Spectre Skyfall sort of starts off and you're like, okay, it's a Bond movie, and then Bond falls off the side of the fucking Bond wall, falls into drama territory, he's wondering what the hell he is, and then by the end of Spectre, he's just wandered so far into drama territory that you're wondering how the hell they're going to get him out again. Like, cause he's just gone so far into something that he's not, that he's just like, wait, how the fuck do I get out of this? And there's only one way you can get out of it, and that is, one, I want Mendes gone next time, but I want Craig back to finish everything. And two, the only other way you can really stop it after we finish Craig's story, because this is the thing, if we do have to bring Mendes back one more time, let's finish Craig's story, because Spectre ended on a fucking cliffhanger, and that was really, really annoying, cause I'm just like, come on guys, a cliffhanger, really? A cliffhanger? Are you absolutely bloody kidding me? It's just like, you're so confident you're going to make another film, you know, that you got a cliffhanger. Then after Craig, we got to find a new Bond. Because the thing is, Craig has got to this point where he's so good at doing the Bond thing, but he doesn't want to anymore. He's, you know, basically lost all other credibility as an actor because he is Bond now. He's been so typecast that he's basically lost everything else he could do. And he wants to do other projects, but the problem is when he does other projects, everyone's just like, oh, James Bond's in it. So Craig has, like, lost all this...
Come on, let's get this over with.
Like, other stuff he could do, and he's just like, well, fuck it, I don't want to do Bond anymore because it's completely ruining my acting career. And I can see that in him, but he needs to finish it off. He needs to finish what he started. He signed up for this, or he got picked for it, and he needs to honour the legacy by finishing off. And I mean, I know that, you know, most Bond characters, you know, you don't, or in Bond, you know, you didn't have to finish anything off because, of course, you know, they're all separate movies, but with Craig's saga being so intertwined, they really do need to finish off his story. This Bond story needs to be finished. Otherwise, they're just basically wasting bloody almost. I think by the time we probably get another Bond film, that will have been practically, I think, sooner out 2006. So we've already been 10 years. It'll probably be about 15 bloody years by the time we get to the, you know, hopefully another Bond film. And the thing with that is, you know, I don't want it to be that, you know, Craig has left and we're just stuck with the new Bond and we're like, well, Craig's adventure never went anywhere after that, you know, because I don't get the feeling that him and Thingy live happily ever after. I get the feeling that because Blofeld said he'd be back, and we can't just, you know, forget about it. I think what the best thing to do is to end Craig's storyline with a very hard-hitting film at the beginning with, you know, him getting married to Madeline and her dying, like Tracy, and we need that to come back, and we need Bond to be hit so emotionally raw that we can get back to almost a License to Kill style scenario, which is one of my favourite Bond films because it also treads the line between drama and a Bond film so carefully and so well. I think it's not as good as Casino Royale, because I feel like Casino Royale had a more interesting story, but License to Kill is a really good revenge film, and I feel like that's what the next Bond film should be. It should be a revenge film of Bond killing Blofeld because of Madeline being killed by Blofeld. you know, and then almost a spin on a Majesty's Secret Service. I think that's how it should be. And then I think, you know, then we've done Christoph Waltz's Blofeld, and even though he can be a great Blofeld, I think he's a Blofeld that needs to have 2 films to shine. And I mean, I know he wasn't really much in Spectre, but you know, if they made a film that's about the revenge of Bond towards Blofeld, maybe we can get some time with Blofeld, we can build up the character a little bit, and then basically you just kill Blofeld at the end, you give Bond a bit of closure, and then you can just go, right, we're done Daniel Craig, his slate is finished, you know, we did it. Who's next? Then you can bring in someone next. And I think the best thing to do next time is not to tie it all together. I think next time what we need is separate Bond films like they used to be. We need adventures. We need little adventures every time. Or we need to give the series a break for a little bit again and go, well, you know, give it a few years and see what we can do with it. Or, I don't know, put it on hiatus for quite a while. I know they want to keep making money with it. You know, there's a time when, especially the Guardians of the series, and they've done a really good job, that Michael G. Wilson and that really need to just sort of go, right, we need to stop for a little bit, we need to think about this, because I feel like they're not really thinking, even though they've got all the time, I don't really feel like they're thinking, I feel like they're just sort of going, but we need to get the Bond film out, you know. I really do think that they can make something so great, but they need to finish off Craig's story first, because I would be so pissed off if they just leave Craig's story undone, because that would really, I feel that's really insulting, because of even though I watched Brosnan's films a lot when I was a kid, I grew up with Craig's Bond. I saw Casino Royale in the cinema when I was little, I wasn't too little, but in 2006, how old was I, like 7 or 8 or something, or 9, I was born 98, so I can't remember how old it was, but basically it was this film that sort of opened up my eyes a little bit, because it was so dark and unrelenting in a lot of its grittiness, and that was something I'd never seen before, and I was like, I don't have to feel bad, because it felt like Bond, but it felt like something completely new, and I felt like that's kind of what the series needed after quite a few years of reflection and rewatching the. And you know, I'd seen it so many times. Me like watched that over and over and over again, and like even when like if he was cooking tea or something, like well, we used to build little model aeroplanes, and my dad literally just have Casino Royale in the background like all the time. We'd just play it on a loop, and so I know Casino Royale so well, and I love the film so much, and I think that's what we need. We need another Casino Royale in a way, but not Casino Royale. And that's what they've been struggling to hit again, in my opinion. People say that Skyfall's better than Casino Royale. If Skyfall's better than Casino Royale, I'm a bloody monkey's uncle. You know, that's it. I mean, I know it's all opinion, but good God, you know, like you're basically comparing a very Bondy film mixed with something new, which really worked, to a film where they mixed in too much of the extra different stuff and made it less Bond. And I don't think those two films are the same. They are different, and one is worse. One is, well, two of the three are worse, and you know it's very obvious which ones are worse. It's Spectre and Skyfall. They just feel wrong. They don't feel right. They're not, you know. I mean, I love Adele's song for Skyfall. Adele's song for Skyfall, a beautiful song, really did deserve its thing. I mean, I even thought, I'm not really a big fan of Sam Smith's music, but I thought his song was quite good. It took me a while to get, you know, used to the idea that we were going to have a Sam Smith song as a Bond song, but then, you know, you listen to the song and you hear so much alluding to On Her Majesty's Secret Service that, you know, my mind went wild. I was like, okay, well, Spectre's going to do On Her Majesty's Secret Service, bringing in Blofeld, you know. Yeah, we can do this. We can bring Bond back to form. Maybe Mendes can do it after Skyfall was such a bore, and he really didn't do it. The first time watching the film, you do enjoy it because you don't know what's going to happen. You're just like, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But then once you know what's going to happen, it's really underwhelming, because you're like, well, that was pretty shit, you know. And I mean, as I said, the only way we can really do it is to end Craig's reign and just with a final film to send him off, and then just bring someone else in. And we need to go back to the old ways. We need to go back to not campy Roger Moore Bond. We need to go back to a more Timothy Dalton-ish, Pierce Brosnan also kind of mixed Bond, because as much as I love Craig's thing, I think the thing is also that because of the unrelenting grittiness of the Craig era, we've reached this point where we're valuing the drama more than what made the films fun. And that is the problem that Skyfall and Spectre have. Casino Royale, excuse me, my voice just broke a bit, had, you know, this fun as, this like, you know, fun, tongue-in-cheek, almost, thing going on while we had this gritty story. But the problem with Skyfall and Spectre is that they are just like, well, let's just have unrelenting real-world type things happen, you know. And, let's just, put a few jokes in it, really. I feel like it's a shadow of what it was supposed to be. And, I feel like what we really need to do is have another reboot in a way, but not a very, very, very modern reboot. I couldn't stand like having a really modern reboot of Bond. Like, we can't try and make it some completely balls to the wall, no reason for anything fest in a way. We need to bring it back to how Brosnan's was, and that where it made sense in a very, funny enough, a Bond way. We need it to be fun, with great characters. We need to have that archetypal villain back. And I know people will be like, yeah, but, you know, James Bond's character is sexist, and, you know, it's ridiculous and everything. I'm like, yeah, but that's the point. You know, we've updated it enough to make it work, but the thing is, we shouldn't update it too much, because what we're doing is we're killing the character. If we take away what originally made the character, then what are we doing? We might as well make a completely different film, you know, with a completely different character, because that's what you're doing. But Bond isn't mostly the same as he was, and that's what we need. And I know a lot of people probably go, well, you're a guy, you can say that because, you know, you want women to be oppressed and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying, because that's what my mum sort of said once, twice, sort of like, well, I thought the old Bond films were misogynist, and I'm just like, well, yeah, it's a relic of the era, but that doesn't mean, you know, as long as, you know, you're not going out and practicing in that. The films are escapism, that's the point. It's a predominantly male fantasy. I mean, yes, I'm sure the you know, like, girls like a Bond, you know, and they think he's very charming and stuff, and, you know, they'd want to be the Bond girl because of that. But it's a fantasy for men to, like, chuck themselves into this character and to have everything anyone deep down, you know, the most primal urges of a man. Really, it's a fantasy for that. And the same thing as, like, you get, like, films like the really romantic women's films. Yeah, I'm not trying to do any stereotypes, but it's sort of like you get those, and like they go on about how, you know, Bond's misogynist, and I'm just like, well, so technically are those sort of films in a way. They treat the man as a thing there to be just loved, which isn't a bad thing. And I mean, I know Bond does a kind of similar thing, but it's more about screwing. But it's the thing is that people point out these stereotypes and these, not contrivances, what we know things as, yeah, and because it's not politically correct, they think it's wrong to do it in a fantasy, and it's not. It really isn't. It's a film, you know. It doesn't mean we treat other people like that in real life, but it's a film. You know, we go there, we watch a film to be taken out of our daily lives, and we watch a film to experience something different, experience something more. People, I know I'm actually going to have to now use a tiny bit of what I learnt in media class, but people watch things to fill, for all different reasons. Some people watch,
So, let's get
soaps
moving.
and that. As much as I hate my media class and thought they were spouting a bunch of bullshit, there is some truth in some of it, which is that people watch things because they feel like they are missing something in life, and what they are missing they get from a film or a game or something. And it's a subconscious thing. It's not something that people actually do. You know, you're not going, yes, I would really like to be a secret agent, but deep down, you know, you're like, well, wouldn't it be cool if? And you watch one, you're like, yeah, look, wouldn't that be so badass, you know? And that's the whole thing, is that like, people watch soaps and that because they want to see what's going on in other people's lives. And my mum doesn't really like that sort of stuff. It's sort of like, well, you know, it's kind of silly reality TV. I'm just like, yeah, but why does reality TV exist? Because people have a lot going on in their own lives, and they watch stuff with people having a lot going on in their own lives, even if, you know, I'm not into it. They watch that sort of thing because they relate to it, because it's them in a way. It's another way of seeing themselves, and it's another way of losing themselves in other people's problems in a way, if you think about it. I mean, I know a lot of people will go, hang on, what the fuck are you talking about? I watch this because of this, and I'm just like, yeah, you can watch stuff because of all different reasons. That's the point. You know, that's the point. Everyone watches stuff for different reasons. Everyone plays different games for different reasons, and it's those different reasons that make us who we are. You know, like, I like to watch films that are fun. I don't like to, you know, give. I like to give credit where credit's due, but I won't overshadow well-madeness for fun. You know, I will speak my mind in how fun I found the film, and if I found a film fun, then a bit of alliteration there, then I'll recommend it, because that's how I value things, and that's why I watch a film, to experience something different. And when I mean fun, I mean like fun as in if it was a fun adventure, and fun as in actually fun, you know, like fun as in having fun, and fun as in interesting. I have to make that distinction, because some people go, well, the Girl That Dragged Tattoo isn't a fun movie. It's like, no, it's an interesting film, and I found the interesting story and the interesting characters fun to enjoy some time with. And that's the one thing that I find with a lot of films that end up getting Oscars, that it's sort of like, well, yes, they're well written, yes, they feel like people, but did I enjoy my time with those people? No. Did I even enjoy the characters and want to see anything bad happen to them? I mean, did I really care about what they were going on at? No, not really. You know, and that does become a problem. If it's like a real life thing, I'll be like, well, that was interesting, you know, well, that happened. But I like to have mainly very fictionalized things like that, because, sorry, characters need to have fun. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea, Karen, to have a number for how well made it is, and a number for how fun it is, and how interesting a person found it. That's actually a really good idea. Because the problem is that you just get, like, Suicide Squad, I know I bring it up so much, but you get this aggregate of critics just going, oh, the movie's shit, because it's so, they're like, oh, it's so poorly constructed, and, but I was actually watching a video, and somebody finally agreed with me about Suicide Squad when I watched this video. I was like, oh my god, somebody actually finds it fun, besides, like, me and my friends and that, and I'm just sort of like, damn, because everyone else just puts me down about it. I'll be like, oh yeah, Suicide Squad was such a great movie, it's my favourite film of the year, and people are like, yeah, that can't be your favourite film of the year, it's a ridiculous, stupid film, it's really dumb, it's a bad movie, and I'll just be like, alright, fine, so you're going to praise Marvel for what DC does as well, but you're going to damn DC for it, which is another discussion fucking entirely, I have got to say. But, you know, it's...
Clear them all out. Well done.
How do I put it? It's like, critics will say that it's absolute shite, and they'll be like, oh, it's so bad, you know, it wasn't even fun, the characters are terrible. It's like, yeah, but I'll tell you what, most critics... Did you guys read the comics? No? Do you guys realise that we're building a universe here, so it's more about the characters, it's not about how well the story flows, always. Suicide Squad, people say, is a bit too, you know, that there's, you know, how do I put, yes, it did get a bit messed around with in post-production. I'd love to see that third cut.
like we
yes,
have
you could
siege
say
on
the
our
film's a
hands,
bit
folks.
disjointed, but
Get those goons off our lawn.
does that
Okay,
really
Sully,
take
we're
away
on it.
from the overall enjoyment you had with the story and with the characters? And the thing is, if you're really sitting there and going, hang on, wait a minute, when the hell did this happen? You are sitting there and you are overthinking the fuck out of it. You really are. And then the problem is, you get to this point where, like, you're trying not to overthink the fuck out of films you enjoy, but then films that everyone else bloody well didn't overthink the fuck out of, that people say are much better made films, which are those dramas and that, you overthink the fuck out of, and you go, hang on a minute, what the fuck, this doesn't make any sense. So you're sitting there doing the exact thing that they're doing, but for what they think is the best, and it's just sort of this whole, it's all swings and roundabouts. It's like, they seem to hate what you like, and you seem to hate what they like, but at the same time, you both, how do I put it, you won't, I mean, the thing is also that most people who enjoy films of fun will say, you know, I don't really enjoy those films that are really artsy and that, but the thing is also that I mean, I may say I don't understand how the hell anyone could enjoy an artsy film. I don't get it. But I'm not going to go up to you and say your taste in films is absolutely fucking terrible. I might say, well, I don't really like it. I thought it was bad. But, you know, then they'll probably say something like, well, Suicide Squad was absolute shite. And I'm just like, fine. You know, it's just like, if you don't want to enjoy yourself at the movies and you think that film has some sort of higher purpose, film was made to convey information, and then it became a fun medium. What was text? Text, or the written word, is or was a way of communicating a fact, or then it became legends, and then it became fiction, and the fiction is fun. So why can't you have fun with something? What's wrong with that? If you can enjoy a good book, why can't you enjoy a fun film? Why does everything have to be so stark and everything else? I don't get it. And then how come they keep contradicting themselves with the whole, oh, DC are doing such a bad job, but then they'll praise Marvel for the exact thing that they're damning a DC film for. And I mean, I know that's a completely different conversation, as I said before, but it really does happen. They'll be like, oh my god, look how Marvel did this. You know, it's like Marvel got slightly grittier. It's just like, wait, so you're praising them for this, but then you say, oh, DC's too dark. Batman v Superman, that was too dark. And I'm like, well, Batman v Superman wasn't too dark. Batman vs Superman was realistic. Batman vs Superman was what it needed to be fun and interesting at the same time. You know, it had to be Batman v Superman. But if we made Batman v Superman completely ridiculous, then it's just going to be completely ridiculous, and then people would write it off even more, so they tried to legitimize it. And that's one thing that also Suicide Squad also does, is that it does it in a different way, because it's a very different film to Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman is mainly a comic book drama about a guy who dresses up as a bat and a guy who's an alien, and, you know, one doesn't like the other, the end. But then, that is the basic premise, if you know what I mean. It's sort of like, that is the most basic premise you can have. And it's what people do with that premise and how they explain it as to what makes it a different story in a way. So Batman fought Superman in many different iterations, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know of like a few, like The Dark Knight Returns, and I think there's one more, but I can't think of it right now. But like, you know, it's all about how you do it. So Zack Snyder went, well, okay, Batman's a more grizzled Batman. He's seen some stuff. He's got to the point where he's just like, well, screw it, I'm just going to stop crime. I don't really care about the criminals. The criminals are worthless. And so the Superman comes down to the Earth, and Zack Snyder basically made a film that poses the question, if the Superman did exist and he came down to Earth and this happened, how would people react? How would the world see everything? How would somebody like the Batman see someone who's all-powerful, who could so easily be swayed, well, maybe not so easily be swayed, but, you know, could people think so easily be swayed to evil intentions, or people make it look like evil intentions, and how powerlessness affects how humans, are. And I mean, I know, that's people go, well, that's really arts. It's just like, well, no, it's just an interesting story as well. It's an interesting story set in the world and set in our world. If you took it out of context, because you've got so much to talk about. That movie has so much to talk about in it, but people keep talking about it and then going, well, how bad it is, and I'm just like, I don't get how it's bad. If it's just so interesting and fun in place. I mean, the action is fun, the storyline is fun, even if it's a bit brooding, it's fun. Same thing with Casino Royale, yeah? You've got those few little sly remarks, but because the story is interesting and it's a bit ridiculous and you're escaping, it's still fun. Spotlight is a very well made film and I really did like it. Best Picture last year, I don't know, but it's still a good movie. Is that a film that I classify fun? No. Would I classify it as interesting? Yes, but is it the sort of interesting that I enjoy the most and would call one of my favourite films ever because I really, really enjoyed it and I want to watch it a lot? And to that I'd go, well, no, but it was still really interesting. It deserved to be made and it deserved to be watched, It is a good film that tells a good story, and it's interesting, and because it's based off real events, sometimes a film can bring a light to real events, like something that may have been glossed over can be seen finally, and but is the film unrelentingly realistic? Yes, because it's a realistic drama. So then I don't understand how the hell, right, that Spotlight can win an Oscar for Best Picture, and every single thing that seems to get nominated for Best Picture or anything is always a gritty, realistic life drama. It's like, wait a minute, you're not even giving the other films a chance. You're letting the shows that, because of the Oscars prestige now, don't have as much prestige. When you look at like the Teen Choice Awards or something, and they're praising stuff like Divergent for stuff that, I mean, like, I say Divergent, I mean, it's not, I haven't seen that film in a while, but like, that's how it sort of was. I mean, The Hunger Games really only got mainstream with that because it found a way to connect with both teens and adults in a clever way. I mean, I didn't really like Mockingjay Part 2 or Part 1. Yeah, Part 1's alright, but Part 2 is really bad, like, particularly. But Catching Fire, it was like a Casino Royale effect. It was that film that was dark, but it was fun and it was interesting and it had that sly little bit of tongue-in-cheek in places, and it told an interesting story in an interesting world, and you really enjoyed it and you liked the characters and you wanted to know what had happened. When most of the time, I feel, in like some of these dramas, you're really not connecting with the characters per se. You're mainly you're feeling what you're feeling because, of course, the film is made that way and the music's like that and it's well made. But really, when you say you care about the characters, you don't care about them as people. You feel obliged most of the... Sometimes you do, I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of the time it feels like you're just sort of obliged to feel sad for them because A, the music's telling you to feel sad, and B, no, I mean, and I'm a person that's sort of crybaby just about like fucking everything, but it's like, you look at something like Titanic. Titanic builds up these likeable characters, and then when bad stuff happens to them, you want to see them get out of it. You want to see them be fine. So then we turn to, okay, no, that's a bad example. If I say that, then people are going to get really, really fucking offended because they'll be like, what the fuck? And it's like, okay, let's find another. I've got to find one that isn't based off real life stuff, because if I say stuff about real life stuff, like, people are just going to misthink that I'm just saying horrible stuff about real people. Oh god, I've got to think about this now. And I've completely forgotten exactly what I was talking about. Fuck, I'm bad at this. That's it, yeah. Jack and Rose Titanic, you can really... You grow to love them as people, you know, because they have character traits and, you know, characters are characters, and that's why we like them. They fulfill a role in a way, if you really want to go into that point, which I wouldn't if I was making a movie anyway, but, you know, characters fulfill roles because that's why we like them, because they are that thing, and that's why we like it. If anything, people say, well, they're really shallow then. It's like, well, no, but they're characters, they're not people. When you see something like, and this is a real thing, like The Theory of Everything, they are people. You feel bad for them because they are people. So you feel bad for Stephen Hawking. It was very sad what happened to him and everything else, but you feel bad for them because they are people. You pity them. You don't care in the same way you do if you are watching something where you watch the characters and you love the characters for who they are. It's a different feeling, and it needs to be distinguished between. Because a lot of people go, well, you know, I really loved, you know, the characters in, I will go back to Spotlight. I really like the characters in Spotlight. And it's like, well, technically, they're not characters, they're people. So it's different. Yes, you want to see them succeed because something's bad's happening, and it's a real world thing, so you're like, God, they can't let this go through. But they're not characters, they're not... It's not the same as characters. It's not the same as... this is probably a bad example. Right, take Suicide Squad and you take something like Spotlight. Two movies with ensemble casts about, if you want, a squad or news team that are doing and two very different films with two very different types of performances, two very different types of stories, and both as good as each other for different reasons and in a different way. You know, Spotlight is a very interesting film, very well made, interesting story, interesting real life events. You know, it's an interesting film. It's intriguing because it's real. Suicide Squad is fun because it's escapism and it's different to Spotlight in very big ways. It's a action film. It's fantastical, and that's what makes it great. But that's also, again, the realism is what makes Spotlight great. It makes it a great drama that's well made and interesting, and so you get an enjoyment out of being interested in the story, which means that I feel like with films like that you can get away with a not unhappy, but not unsatisfying, but realistic ending, because it is set up as real life and you feel it as real life. But with a fictional film, you want stuff to end nicely most of the time, if it's not trying to be the most realistic film ever. And that's one thing that I find people seem to like to say about fictional films, like, oh god, it ends happily again. It's just like, well, what do you want to do? You want all this other bad stuff to happen after all this other bad stuff has happened? Really? Is that really what you want, with all this other unrelating stuff that's really sad and everything on the news and all these other things? It's like, you really want that out of this film that's supposed to be sitting here and having fun with? The film that's supposed to take you away from all that? A film that's you're supposed to lose yourself in and enjoy, not sit there and go, well, this wouldn't happen and this wouldn't happen and this couldn't happen. Because unless the film is set up very specific parameters that it's a very realistic film and it, you know, it's going to do that, then don't do that. Yes, I don't mind, like, pulling the piss and going, well, that's impossible, but I'm not doing it in a way to detract from the film. That's something that, like, I don't know, me and Hannah will sit there and go, well, that doesn't make any sense. But it's a way of us having fun. We're not actually saying the film is poorly made or that we're not enjoying it, because we are enjoying it. We're just pointing at something that people would say is unrealistic or stupid, and we'll laugh at that, you know, that's there, but we're not laughing at it in a way that's trying to basically hurt the film, which is how I feel critics do. They're just like, well, this is bad, 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 this is bad. I didn't like this, and this because it wasn't so, you know, the most well made, and it wasn't the most realistic, and it wasn't, you know, all this other stuff. And that, I feel like it's a detriment that critics are like that, because then what you're getting is this biased opinion of these people that don't enjoy films in a way. They enjoy a drama, and in an odd way. I don't really feel like you entirely enjoy a drama if you really, in a way, you appreciate it in a like a real life drama. You appreciate it. I don't really think you could enjoy it in a way. Not in the same way, and that is the thing, is that I'm probably sounding like a complete arse, and I'm repeating myself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But the thing is, it's because it's not the same that makes it so hard to sum up, because it is two completely different feelings. And the thing is also my Asperger's. I'm not very good at like putting out how I feel as well. I can't really describe my feelings about how that works or anything, but you know, it's they're two completely different feelings, and people need to learn how to distinguish that. And it's the distinguishing people aren't doing. People are just going, lumping every single type of film in the same bloody, ballpark, when they don't. If anything, you're disservicing every single film by throwing them all in the same ballpark. You're not. You're praising the film for like, and comparing it against other films that are just as good for different reasons, but you're still, you know, making it out to be bad. Because you're not describing the feeling that's different. You're, you know, you're comparing apples to oranges, if you know what I mean, to use an expression. I mean, because some of these critics will be like, well, Suicide Squad was bad, but let's think of a big film that's coming out this year that's like a drama type thing. I'm trying to think. Well, technically, the Danish Girl came out this year, so then, like, you could say, a critic could say Suicide Squad was bad, but the Danish Girl was really, really great, and then, but it's sort of like, well, it was. I guess it was kind of well made. Yeah, I'll give you that. But what? I don't understand how the hell, you know. I know probably seems funny. Well, why the hell you bring it up then if it is apples to oranges? It's sort of like, but that's how people really are. They're like, well, Suicide Squad was a bad movie compared to everything else this year. It's just like, well, no shit. If your taste is, you know, gonna be dramas with lots of really realistic, gritty, horrible stuff happening, it's like, well, no shit. You're not gonna think it's as good as that. Are you fucking kidding me? And, you know, you're absolutely fucking kidding me. And, like, I'll just see these critics and I'll be like, yeah, but it's a completely different film. The Suicide Squad is a fun movie. That doesn't mean it's any less worthy of being part of film history or anything. I mean, look at Star Wars, right? Star Wars. I'm going to bring this up because the only way you can really talk to these people is if you bring up stuff from their childhood, because they'll go, wait, you can't touch that, you can't touch that. But the thing is, it's sort of like, alright, look at Star Wars and Back to the Future and, fucking Indiana Jones and all that. Are they well-made films? Partially, yeah, in places, and they're well art designed and everything. I love Star Wars and all that. Not trying to, you know, have a go at it. But are they mainly enjoyed films? Yeah. Okay, so how come then when films like that are enjoyable come out now, for people now, can this be bad compared to all these drama things? Because, you know, you've just gotten older and more stubborn and dicky, you know. It's silly. It really is. It annoys me, and it sickens me a bit to see these people go into wanting to make films or wanting to watch films because they enjoy these things as a kid, but then they look back at some stuff and go, well, this is really bad. I mean, yeah, you can look back at really childish stuff and go, well, it's not bad, it's just made for a different audience. But, you know, and God, the problem is, when I try and make a point, I forget literally what I say after about 10 seconds, so I keep repeating myself or saying something that doesn't make sense within the context because I can't actually remember what I said. So I've now completely forgotten everything I said beforehand because my brain can't remember anything I said, and I don't know why. So I've basically probably just ranted on for a good hour or so, and everyone's probably going, hang on, what the fuck? Wait a minute, you brought this up like 5 times and stuff. And I'm very sorry for that. I hope somebody somehow deciphered my point and boiled it down and like went, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I'm sorry that I'm basically just unintelligible ramble most of the time. Because I ramble a lot because my brain does not remember stuff very well. Like, I'll literally be like, 1 second I'll say one thing and then 1 second I'll say the complete opposite, and people will be like, hang on a minute, you just said this a second ago, and I'm like, did I? I don't remember that. Because I don't remember it, and like my brain can think 2 different ways at once. It's weird, you know. But yeah, we'll just finish this Uncharted 4 round, and I think we're done for the night because it's 2:28 and I bet we get into bed. Not real screwed again, fuck this. I'm not sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for somebody to blow while I do this. Anyway, I hope somebody actually deciphered something out of all this rambling about films and stuff, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this stream or episode or whatever, and yeah, this is Avatarman 614 signing off. Until next time, of course. The thing is, I really do need to change the thing about what the Road to Resident Evil 7 says, because I know I say 7 PM GMT, but most of the time, because I pre-record the episodes, I just put them up whenever I feel like it on the day. Like, they normally are up really early, which is why the first part of Resident Evil 5 is now up on demand when it's supposed to be up at 7 o'clock tonight. You know, not 30 minutes into the day. So, you know, if you want to watch it, it's up. It's there. You know, Resident Evil 5 Part 1, and of course the next 2 parts, which accidentally became 2 parts, so technically I just count it as 1 part, is going to be next Tuesday, and then of course on the Thursday will be probably, because I'm going to be streaming it hopefully later this week, Separate Ways and Assignment Ada, and then of course 24th I need to record Survivor, so Survivor goes up. And they could just come up at any point during the day. And the schedule is going to slightly change, because the schedule, I've sort of found an easier way to do it. And, yeah, so the schedule might not follow the schedule. That's why I've said schedule dates subjects change, because they can literally change on the fly. And people go, well, what the fuck was the point in making a schedule if it might change on the fly? It's like, because at least then I know what I'm doing and I've laid it out for myself, but I don't know when I'm doing it. Because even though I put dates, it's sort of like, that's just a rough estimate. But yeah, enough about that and the Road to Resident Evil 7. If you want to see more about this channel, got a lot more gameplay. I don't know when I'm going to be doing No Man's Sky Part 2, but there is I think it's like 2-hour episode. Oh no, it's 1 hour and 36 minutes. Shit, I thought that was 2 hours. Of No Man's Sky, me basically getting to, I started again as a Let's Play because I wanted to see if I started again and play it on stream if it'd be more fun, and I made it up to getting a hyperdrive and warping to my next star system, and yeah, see if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, tell me, leave me a like, comment, whatever, you know, because I need to be told whether people are enjoying this stuff. Because if I enjoy it, then I'm just going to do it anyway, but if I'm kind of enjoying it, then it's mainly on everyone else to sort of go, well, we're enjoying it, so I'm like, well, fine then, I'll do it, you know. But that's the thing, like, the Road to Resident Evil 7, people were like going, we don't really like this. I'm just like, well, screw it, I'm doing it, because I like it. But it's like, No Man's Sky, I'm like, well, this is okay, I don't mind it, it's alright, you know. If other people are like, this is actually really good, I really enjoy it, so go, right, well, then I'll do some more, because if you're enjoying it, that makes me happy, you know. Same thing with just about anything on the channel, I'll be honest. So, yeah, sorry I ramble so much, and, Avatarman 614 signing off. Finally, I really need to actually stop using that, because my name's Harvey. I need to stop using that name, the channel name, because I don't want to change. Well, I'm not going to change it, because it's just like, that's how it's always been. and I don't want to change it. But oh fuck it, I'm rambling again. See you later.